Mrs. Biswas, once again, I'm going to assume you've read this context, read the questions, tried them, and then you've come here. Fine. If you've not done all that, do all that. No point watching the video without having tried to solve these questions. Fine. So, a couple retiring, and after retirement, they want to go to a place and buy their own house or have different options for living in their own house. Which option would ensure the best control of quality of construction for the Biswas? Remember, buy a fully furnished house from a big developer. This seems interesting. Semi-furnished house and then furnish it. Again, interesting. Not much to choose between these two. Furnishing is probably a small aspect of this thing. So there's not much to choose between A and B. So if we boil it down to A or B, we are in trouble. But we'll come to that later on. Get a local unregistered contractor. Unregistered contractor. Of course, we don't want it. Mr. Biswas, with inputs from the family, could supervise the construction of a house back in Kerala by employing the best material engineers, masons, and laborers. Goes without saying, this is the best choice. This is tricky, tougher, more difficult on Mr. Biswas. Could make his life difficult. But if you want control on quality, if you're able to control all the variables, get inputs from everybody, employ the best people, have the best material, obviously you can have best control. Best control of quality of construction. This is what will ensure that. The next one. Which of the following additional information, if true, would improve the chances of the third option being preferred? No additional information. This is passive. We don't want that. Among local property holders, the contractor in the third option enjoys a good reputation. We love this. He's an unregistered contractor, but he's got a good reputation. People like his work. It's going to materially improve his chances. He's not alpha, beta, gamma. He's a guy with a record. People say he's good. We don't buy anything without reviews. So some people are saying he's good. That helps. Big developers are less open to changes in design. This makes the first two choices bad. It's a good idea, but this makes the third choice good. So improving the third option will give it preference over this. Mr. Biswas cannot stay back alone to supervise the construction. If true, then this kills the fourth choice, which is important. If you're choosing from four choices, if one choice gets destroyed, then the other three become better. But still we prefer two because it makes the second choice, the third option, look better instead of making something else come back. The Biswas want to select furniture on their own. This makes choice, the second option, better than the first option. That's it, nothing more than that. Everything else stays as is. So the one choice where it improves the option 3 materially, that is choice 2, simple one. The Kerala government recently announced a policy. In case of any quality infringement, the builder will pay a penalty of 50% of the house in addition to the price of the house to the client within a year of notice. Option that would ensure control of quality. Control of quality. So there's a penalty imposed on this. Right? So very clear. There is a penalty imposed on something going wrong. Right? Now, there are 3 different groups. One is Mr. Biswas doing things on his own. Another with a big developer. Another is a contractor. An unregistered contractor. So if it's a penalty being paid, he'll probably get money back from the big developer and the unregistered contractor. But a big developer has a reputational risk, has something to worry about. It's not just the money, there's a fact that he pays money and he loses his reputation. That will matter. The unregistered contractor, it might be difficult to even get the money from him. So of the 3 categories, this new rule change will have the least or not material impact on this guy. So I would assume that C would be the one that has least control on quality. That is this choice. Others don't matter. C, A, B, D. Why D would still be higher? Now you have control over every step of the process, any which way. If you're saying, I get the materials, I get the stuff in, I make sure that I have the right engineers, right laborers, right mason. If I do all that, then I definitely have control of quality any which way. This increases the penal damage on the guy who's the builder. But any which way, I'll have more control of quality if I'm controlling all parts of the process. So D at the end, C at the beginning, A and B in between. That works for us.